Hair's done, makeup is alright, nails are questionable. Welcome to Behind the Mask. My name's Michelle. I'm still debating whether I'm gonna keep behind the mask or behind the beauty mask, so I'm not sure yet. And the reason why there's conflict within me is because behind the beauty mask is my business salon, future salon type thing. And for the longest time, I thought my channel would be named Behind the Mask. I've always loved that name, always, since I came across it. We'll see what I end up staying with after many years. And by many years, I mean many years. I finally worked up the courage to do this. So for today's video, I thought it would be really cool to answer some questions that I really get a lot regarding me attending Paul Mitchell. You guys are gonna see me back in the day, I mean like 2 years ago. I look totally different. I have long wavy hair and I'm not blue. So depending on what video goes up first, we'll see what you see first. At least my experience, of course, it has its ups and downs, but I will definitely get into that more. Once the videos are released, I'll probably redo this and do a more of a Q&A type of thing. I'll probably ask a few questions on social media. Really do my best to answer everyone's questions and get them a really clear view of how cosmetology school was and anything you guys want to know before you dive into this world. It's crazy to think that I was once in your shoes, going on YouTube and searching up Paul Mitchell experiences and my thoughts on Paul Mitchell or what cosmetology schools are best suited for you. I did that, and I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of your experience. So thank you for clicking on this video and deciding that I want to listen to this girl's thoughts on Paul Mitchell. I will be brutally honest, and I will definitely tell you all the pros and cons. So get ready. So the first question I have on my iPad is, what's the dress code? The dress code is pretty simple. You just gotta wear black and more black and black cardigans, black sweaters, no hoodies. You can wear any color shoe. But it has to be closed-toed, right? No butts, no boobs, and no bellies. That's what it was. That's at least what they said at my location. And the Paul Mitchell school that I went to was Paul Mitchell the School, Houston. And I think it's very important for people to tell their viewers where and what location they're from, just to give people a general idea on how that location does, because there's gonna be great Paul Mitchells. I mean, I bet you there are way better ones out there than the one I went to, and then there's gonna be some that are lacking in a lot of areas, and that's just how it is. I think that's with every location, right? There's some good Walmarts and there's some terrible ones. There's some really great Sephoras, and then there's some drama-filled ones. So be very aware of that. Don't let it pass you, because if you're really going to invest the type of money, and we'll get into cost in your education, you want to do it right and you want it to be in the best location possible. But off topic, yes, the dress code is all black. I think I want to do a video on how to accessorize your black clothing and to make it fun, because yes, wearing black all day 24/7 at school gets a little tiring and gets a little boring. So I'm gonna see how I can help you spice it up just the way I did. The only exception are your phase 2 people. And phase 2, if you ever go into a Paul Mitchell school, you will see that there's blue chairs and that there's black chairs and there's red chairs. And the red chairs are for your, they're called phase 2, and how I would describe it are your honor students, your best hairdressers in the school, because it's a process. You do go through a testing phase to get in there. Again, that's what they did in my Paul Mitchell school. But yeah, if you do get into phase 2, you get to wear white and black, and I thought that was a really cool thing that they did, because it was really fun incorporating white into my outfits. Adding on having your ID, what I did to make sure that I didn't forget my ID, because if you forget it, they send you back home. You do not want to get sent home. You don't. That's precious minutes that you're wasting. A mistake that, yes, eventually it may happen. But what I did to prevent that is I would take my lanyard off in my car and I would leave it in my car. I wouldn't take it inside home with me. I will only keep it in my car. I suggest you find a place there to keep it there because it really did help. There's some days where I wake up so groggy and I just don't want to do anything. I put light makeup on. I put a half up, done, easy, and I'm out the door and I forget my bottle of water. And in that case, I probably would have forgotten my ID as well. But thankfully, my ID was in the car. I don't have to stress about it. And it's one less thing you have to worry about in the morning. Okay, enough of that question. I just let my hair forward. Now I look messy. And now I'm back. This next question is a little tough. It's a little hard for some people, and this question prevents people from further advancing in their cosmetology program, and that's how do you juggle work and school? What I will say about this question now is if your job really caters to you and really like you as an employee, they will do anything they can to accommodate you and your future schedule. And a lot of jobs it's hard for employers to fight your school schedule. If you tell them, oh, it's for school, like I'm going to school, then that's a really good reason for them to kind of switch up schedules and all that. Now, if that does happen, now it's a question of, well, am I going to be a full-time student or a part-time student? At least in my location, our part-time program was only at night, and it was from 7 p.m. to, I think, 11 p.m., Wednesday through Friday. And that's hard. That's really hard on some people. You come out of work and you go straight into school, and you don't get home till maybe 12 a.m. It's hard on some people, depending on how far you live from campus. My travel distance was around 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. Houston traffic, Jesus. I worked Thursday through Sunday, and I went to school Monday through Wednesday. So 7 days a week, I was on the grind. I had no days off for about, I want to say like 8 to 9 months. And yes, there were days where I took mental health days from school or work, depending on, where that day fell on. And I was thankful enough that my manager was very understanding, and he worked very well with my school schedule. And it was hard because some days they really wanted me to come in when they had a special event. I worked in the cosmetics department, shocker, and they would have events and things that we needed to be there for. It's definitely a hard one. Moving on. Again, if you guys have any questions, please don't be afraid to leave a comment and let me know anything that I should touch on. The next question is, how was the application process? This one freaks people out a lot because they're scared to not get accepted, but at least in the Palm Mitchell I went to, it was really easy. You come in there, you let them know that, hey, I'm interested, and right then and there, they usually try to schedule you in for an interview. And the interview process is not hard. They just ask you things about yourself, and then they help you out with FAFSA, and if you need FAFSA and all that, and then you're booked. Like, it's not hard. It's not like applying to Yale University. They have a quota that they have to meet for enrolling students. They're always enrolling, always. They have to meet the quota. And that is one of the fallbacks from at least where I came from. And if you went to school with me, and that is something that I will be discussing in further videos. But for right now, the application process is pretty simple. The only, I would say, tedious part is, if you do get FAFSA, it's just communicating with that team. But other than that, you're all set. Okay, I'm sorry. I did it again. the last question that I will be answering for today is, how much is the tuition? And this is another one where people fall back on and don't further pursue this career, at least in this cosmetology school, because some people do make it and want to be a cosmetologist, right? But they don't go to this specific location or place because of tuition. And there's so many schools out there, guys. There's so many that are half the price of what Paul Mitchell offers. The total amount that I paid for tuition was around $23,000. I got $300 off because I didn't opt to get the iPad because I had my own and I didn't need another one. I did get FAFSA, and FAFSA covered $11,000. The rest I had to get student loans for, and the student loan place keeps delaying my loans because of COVID. But yeah, that's how much. And it covers your kit and everything there. Y'all, there's so many crazy stories. Like, I had my checks stolen. My distribument, I can't pronounce that name to save my life. Distribument? How do you distribument? The checks, what happens with FAFSA is that they give you like checks from time to time, you know, just to help with any extra costs, if you need a new mannequin head or if you need to buy new shears or whatever. They send you more money. Sometimes they give you the option to save all of those checks at the end so you can pay off your student loans. That's what you should do. But I didn't. And I didn't spend that money on mannequin heads either. We can talk into it on Get Ready With Me or something, but I got my check stolen. There's just some sketchy things that happened in my time there. Would still go back in a heartbeat just because of, I would say, the friendships and the learning leaders there that kept me there. But story for another day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me. I hope you guys will be back, and please like and comment. Please leave me any suggestions, any questions that you may have, and until next time, I can't wait to show you my journey. Oh, before I go, the following videos, I truly wish that I could have recorded every day at Paul Mitchell, but I was a victim of the COVID shutdown in my time at Paul Mitchell, and so right after I graduated from my core class, which was about 2 months into the program, we shut down the school, and I didn't record anything until one of my friends' graduation, which ended up a year later in April. And I feel like that is my regret, not videoing all that. But for that missing time space, I will be doing like sit downs and just walk through that portion of my experience there, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I do hope you guys enjoy the footage that I did capture, and that was my whole core experience. And I did film my friend's graduation and my graduation. But until next time, I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.